Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Tommy's Carousel of Games. We took a week off with Thanksgiving because we had some scheduling conflicts. People got to eat some turkey, some mash, got to get that good food in there. So let's backtrack and go to week 12, which is the last time we did my games, and that was the touchdown trifecta. Not an impressive performance. I think to a fault. Maybe we did too many weeks of touchdowns, and our juice kind of ran dry. But the recap is this. Dan and Peter both hit their plus money touchdown. So Dan had Charbonnet, and then Peter had JSN. And then I hit my anytime touchdown of St. Brown. So 3 for 9, not a good showing. We apologize. We're going to get refreshed. We're going to do some other games, hopefully give you guys some value there. But yeah, touchdowns, not our thing right now. So what we're going to do is we're going to do Waiver Wire Draft. What's going to happen is we're going to draft a quarterback, a flex play, a defense and special teams, and a kicker, hopefully to help you guys with the upcoming week, which is the last week of regular season fantasy. Hopefully get you ready for playoffs because you might need this last win. A lot of people do need this last win. So the order goes Dan, then Peter, and me. And the requirements are it's got to be 50% rostered or less so that you can pick them off the waiver wire.
All right. So for my quarterback, not a lot of quarterbacks that qualify. I think the best of the bunch is Tua. Best chance to have a really good week. I hope that you
That's
have
my husband,
two...
and I don't even believe it.
Yeah. I hope that you have two quarterbacks on your roster and you don't need this advice. Sneaky pick if you guys don't mention him. So come back to me if you guys don't mention him.
Cool. Well, my QB selection then would be Trevor Lawrence. He's sitting in at only 37%. He was my QB fuck of the week. I could see a high-scoring game here in Jacksonville and a must-win. And plenty of weapons. I'm expecting Brian Thomas to get back in action. So I think it's a good play. Roll with him.
Yeah, that was my number one pick. I like that one.
Whoop.
It is crazy that he's rostered so low, but had a rough start of the season.
Truly, yeah.
All right, I'm going to go with Darnold in a bounce-back game. He's rostered at 45%, going to be indoors, and Atlanta's defense does not scare me at all. So I think him and JSN get going in this one.
I just looked at the weather in New York to see if I wanted to change my mind, because Tua, of course, struggles in cold games, and it'll be chilly, but no precipitation and above freezing. So I'm going to stick with it, because it is possible to have a really good game against the Jets.
True.
But I think it's worth watching if by Sunday it's announced that Jaden Daniels is out and Marcus Mariota is in, then Marcus Mariota is who I would have taken. It's a little early. We're recording on Wednesday. It's a little early to commit to that. The off chance that Daniels is good to go.
True.
Yeah, do you guys think he plays?
I think if they're talking about it, I would say there's a pretty good chance.
Yeah. I think it's kind of dumb he comes back, but...
Yeah. I would need to know the medical risk, honestly, to be able to evaluate that. What sort of cast situation or whatever he's wearing. Yeah. I feel like it could be done in a way that would be safe enough. And ultimately, you don't want to treat him, and from my perspective, even as a fan, it's like, we don't want to baby him and all of a sudden put the fear of God in him. Like, you're just going to get injured and ruin your career like RG3. I think we can't adopt that mentality.
Second-year quarterback. He needs the reps.
Time. Yep.
The injury is his non-throwing arm, so it really only affects him if he's falling, which he will do, but I think you can brace that thing up enough. If he's cleared for contact, he'll go.
Mm-hmm. Which is exciting to watch. I'm excited, at least as a fan.
Get
to see my guy back.
And of course, Minnesota on the other side has uncertainty about who's going to start.
Doesn't matter.
I don't feel confident making many picks.
I think we're going to win that game, and that's the only thing I know.
Yeah,
we'll get to that later.
Mm-hmm. We will.
Mm-hmm.
We will.
So flex. We were talking about some of the other Chicago receivers. I picked up Luther Burden in a keeper league and have been happy with him as a spot starter for fill-ins. He's if Green Bay covers the top two as we expect they will effectively, there's some chemistry there with Caleb and Luther. So that's my recommendation. Go get Luther Burden.
I like it.
Yep, same.
My flex is I'm actually going to back Chris Rodriguez.
Nice.
Washington. I really love the way he's running. He definitely seems like he's got the lead back designation at the point. Minnesota is not weak when it comes to run defense, but they have not been impenetrable either. And I think if we get a lead, which I think we might get a commanding lead early, pound the rock. I could see him getting some heavy usage, touchdown. Only 25% rostered.
Could get some short fields too.
Yeah. So it's a bit of a homer pick, but I think I've got some good points behind it too.
We have a little table turning here, Peter. You're 2 for 2 on stealing my number 1 picks.
Whoa! That makes me feel good.
All right, for my flex, I'm going to go tight end. I'm going to go Brenton Strange at 31% on Jacksonville. Kind of hedging a little bit with Myers, but I think they both get involved.
They could both, yeah.
Yeah. I don't really see the BTJ come back. There's no reason to see the BTJ come back. It just doesn't make sense. But
things don't have to make sense.
They don't
have to happen.
They don't. Yeah. But when they don't happen, and it happened the same way they have been happening, then you're just looking in the mirror like, why did I do that?
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll take Brenton Strange. He's kind of quietly enough double digits.
All right, so kickers. Now, if you're in our league, you might find one of the best kickers in the league who kicks in an indoor stadium available, but he is rostered in. I got Jake Bates off the waiver wire somehow this week. But Zane Gonzalez has solidified the Atlanta kicking job. They're in Atlanta, so indoors, pretty friendly place to kick. And I think any Atlanta drive that has any success will likely stall out into a field goal attempt. So this could be a game where he gets 3 field goals. I think he's a good guy to pick up for this week.
Cool. Well, Thomas, we'll see if I can do it again. My kicker is going to be Will Lutz, which I actually know Thomas did pick up in the fantasy league. So that's why I had maybe a hunch. I don't know. Who knows? But yeah, I think Denver's a great field goal kicking team, and they stall out frequently when they shouldn't. And I think overall they'll just drive the field against the Raiders at will. So I think he has a massive game. 19.4% rostered.
Yeah, which is crazy.
Pretty cheap.
Kicker on one of the best offenses, but one of the offenses that can move the ball in the field goal range pretty easily.
Yeah, as far as offenses that can move the ball and yet also stall out, like I feel like they'd be near the top of most people's list.
Yeah, 100%. He is listed first, but I wouldn't say any kickers are ranked 1, 2, 3 because they're kickers. But yeah, 3 for 3 so far, dude. Well done. I see you peeking at my roster. All right, I'm going to take Fairbairn on the Texans, 39% rostered.
Wow.
That was my backup.
I didn't even think to
my backup
check
kicker
if he qualified, because I assumed.
So the league I was telling you guys
some
about.
lately.
Yeah, he's not been perfect.
He has not been, but it's a great situation.
Great situation, defensive game. Points are going to really matter in this one. And the Texans with Stroud back, they can stall in the red zone.
Who do you think wins that game?
Chiefs.
Okay.
Yeah. I have stuff to say about that one when we play Petey's Power 5.
But if you guys differ, I would love to hear it. There's no reason to pick the Chiefs other than they need this game motivationally more than anyone, but they don't look like the better team.
Yeah, to your point of like, what have you seen? I haven't seen a lot. I haven't seen a lot that inspires me to think, like I watched the tape and I would say unequivocally that Houston's the better team right now. They don't have the better QB, and that's always math that changes the equation pretty considerably. So, but yeah, that's an interesting game. I was curious to know how y'all felt.
I'm going to, because of the aforementioned Minnesota quarterback situation, I am going to suggest picking up Washington's defense. They are still the 30th ranked unit, but they've been much better since Dan Quinn started calling zone coverage. Can't believe it was that simple to field a competitive defense with the players they had, with lesser players than they had, because theoretically Marshawn Lattimore's supposed to be good at football. I don't know, man. But he got injured, and Dan Quinn started calling zone plays, and we can make stops every once in a while now. So I feel pretty good about Washington winning this game, no matter who is at quarterback for either team. I think we have the 2 best quarterbacks in play, and yeah,
agreed.
And Minnesota's kind of reeling.
Yep, I like it. I am going to choose the Titans. I already killed Shedeur Sanders. Makes sense. They're only 11% rostered. This just feels like a defensive game, back and forth.
Yeah.
Maybe some weird special teams touchdown. I could see that happening. So at only 11% rostered, I think it's a steal.
Yep. It's another good pick. Like we said, we predict the score's going to be 2-0, so pick up both teams. All right, this is the one you missed. 3 for 4, not bad. I'm going to take the Bucs defense going against the Saints at home.
Yeah, I saw you add them.
Yeah, another team that plays better at home, and I think recently switched up their scheme where they're not playing as much man-to-man because they realize their old guys can't keep up. So I think they stick to that formula, and they took care of the Cardinals. So hoping they do it again.
You guys, back to Cleveland, Tennessee real quick. Because I forgot
we can't get enough of this game, folks.
I forgot to write down the odds on this, but my wild card pick for Peter's Power 5 was going to be no touchdown score in that game, which is always a really high number, and I thought that'd be fun. They're not offering it.
I'm sure they're not.
DraftKings is not offering that bet.
Smart cookies.
Yeah. Yep.
It could be a defensive special teams touchdown.
Could be. So yeah, good time to take either of those defenses. But Cleveland, I assume, is more rostered.
They're above the threshold. I checked.
Finally, I think last time we did Waiver Wire Draft, they weren't.
I know. I took them. It worked great.
People finally started listening to our podcast that day. Finally. And there you go, folks. That's the Waiver Wire Draft. Hopefully, you can use these picks to get into the playoffs. Best of luck and have a great week.